Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be aquascaping the Pleco tank, and it's also going to have a few cherry shrimp in there, things like that. But yeah, let me know how it goes and what you think of it.
The reason for the foam base is to get rid of any imperfections there might be within the wood, because there's obviously no base on the actual tank itself. So it's just best to have a foam base just to spread the load a little bit. You can pretty much use anything like a yoga mat, anything like that will do the job. This is the best way to kill any bad bacteria and anything dodgy that might be on the wood. So the reason we clean the sand is just to get rid of any dust particles that might be in it still. It looks a lot better and settles a lot quicker in the tank when there's none of the dust in it.
These are just a couple of the plants that I'll be using to go into this aquascape. A couple of types of mosses, I'm not going to try and pronounce them. And then we've also got a load of anubias and Java fern that I'll be going in with them. All of these plants I got from proshrimp.com, amazing variety, and they all came in incredibly healthy. So, highly recommend ProShrimp, absolutely amazing place. Okay, to start with we need to get this tank drained and moved out of the way because this is where the new tank will be going. Obviously it needs to keep running the whole time, which is a pain in the arse, but I will leave it on the floor somewhere running so we can get this one in place and start doing that stuff.
As I said at the start, I do need to keep this other tank running because it has got loads of fish in it, and I've basically just managed to set it up on the floor, so it's all good.
Alright, so after a very slight struggle with getting the tank up off the floor, shouldn't have put the sand in first, lesson learned. Now I'm going to be starting to stick all the plants to the rocks and the wood, and then figure out where they're going to go in the tank. Putting the Java fern and the mosses on the rock, and I guarantee someone will ask, so what I'll be using is Gorilla Glue. It's a gel type. It's just the best to use and it's aquarium safe once it's dry. In fact, it even dries in water, I think. Alright, so that's what I came up with for the lava rock, the Java fern, Christmas moss and the spiky moss. Turns out they've got common names, I just wasn't looking properly. I really like the Christmas moss, but I'm not a fan of that spiky moss. It might look different when it's underwater, but it will. We'll see. But I love Java fern anyway. This isn't going to be a high-tech aquascape, it's going to be like a regular light and no fertiliser, nothing like that, so it's pretty basic stuff to do well in here. Yeah, they turned out alright. Anyway, onto the wood with the anubias now. Alright, so bare my wood. I boiled it for the last few hours, just in boiling water. Hopefully it will sink when it first goes in. Got rid of some of the tannins as well, but you should all know that tannins are actually amazing for the water and help the fish, so I didn't want to leave it in for too long. Yeah, all the plants that will be going on them. I can't remember all their names, but they're all different types of anubias. Should look quite nice. Alright, and here we've got the bits of wood with plants on them. Came out really well actually, they look really nice. So now we're going to start putting everything in the tank, have a little arrangement and see how it all looks. Alright, well I've overestimated the size of the tank as I thought I'd get both bits of wood in. Here's how it's looking so far. It's definitely nice. Yeah, we'll get it filled up, see how it turns out. So I'm also going to be running a couple of sponge filters, but I'll also be running like a regular filter to start with to use the old media. It's in the old tank currently. I've had these two sponge filters running for probably about 3 weeks, so I mean they've got plenty of bacteria on them, good bacteria, but I'm also going to be taking the media from the internals, internal filter and using that. But yeah, no, it definitely looks alright. In here we'll be going like cherry shrimp and my snow whites. So that's why I went for the black substrate, because it'll be nice and contrasting. Yeah, we'll see how it turns out. Right, so the plan is using an old filter. I've never actually used it. It's one of the Fluval underwater. I can't remember which size it is. But take out the sponges and everything that's in it, and use the media, all the sponges and the like bio ceramic stuff that was in the old tank with all the good bacteria on it, and replacing it. So that basically it's the recycled tank straight away. I'll be using the same water as well, just to benefit them slightly more. But yeah, that way I can transfer everything straight away from this tank to the other tank. And there you have it, a recycled filter. The heater that I'll be using for this tank is 150 watt HEPO, or however you pronounce it, HEPO. It should suffice. I mean, my heaters are never really on anyway, because it's constantly warm in here. But they also have a heater guard on it because they are Plex that will be going in there, and they love to sit on the heaters and burn themselves, so it would definitely be having a heater guard. Alright, so I'm just currently filling it up with RO, just topping it up. It's quite hard anyway, so I might as well just top it up with RO, make it save a bit of work. That sponge won't be there, it's just so the bacteria doesn't die. Need all that heater just to make sure it's up to temperature. Both my male and female are in there now. Yeah, once it's finished, I'll do another little update. Forgot to mention, once it is done, it won't look like this for long, because I have got all the grow out, like the breeder boxes to go back in, so the front won't look the same. But I might be able to put them on the sides, to be fair. We'll see. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, because I do like the way it looks. So we'll see when it's finished. Alright, so it's now a day later. Everything's settled in nicely. Water's cleared up. Obviously it's going slightly darker because of the wood. It's still releasing its tannins. But yeah, it turned out quite nice. I did unfortunately have to put all of two of the baby tanks in there. Again, it's only temporary. Just while they're growing out a little bit, because I didn't want to move them and shock them or anything like that. So it's best to stay in their own water. But yeah, so that will eventually be a bit wider there. But yeah, it's come out really nice. I'm really happy with it. I'll definitely do some more aquascaping stuff in the future. Hopefully be a bit better as well. But it is very costly, so I can't do it all too often. But yeah, it's turned out really nice. Yeah, happy with that. He's already sat in the cave. Won't be long before they spawn again. Just want to say a huge thank you to ProShrimp.com, because they supplied honestly some of the best plants I've ever received, even better than what you pick up in the shops. These plants are super healthy and no dead leaves, nothing at all. All the bits of wood and the rock came from them as well. Again, just amazing bits of stuff. I know it's just wood and rock, but they look nice. So yeah, massive thank you to you guys. Really appreciate it. As usual, thank you for watching, really appreciate it. If you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe, helps me massively. We will be definitely doing more aquascaping videos in the future, and they will only get better with time and practice, because obviously this wasn't amazing, but it does the job for a first attempt. Yeah, so if you did like it, I'm going to be posting videos weekly, at least weekly, perhaps more, we'll see, time dependent. Yeah, see you soon.